How's it going, everybody? We are back on Grandpa's farm with episode 3. We are harvesting the soybeans. From episode 2, we planted these 3 fields and then 1 field on the other side of the road over there. I did this field and the one on the other side off camera because for some reason on PlayStation you can only record for a certain amount of time. But soybeans have become ready to harvest. The weeds are insanely tall. I don't really have a sprayer or anything to take care of that. So, for a little bit now, we're going to be harvesting with weeds in our fields. So let's get the truck warmed up, and we'll get the combine out, and get that ready for harvest. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to bring the header around here, and just kind of So, I don't know how many of these fields we're going to be able to get done today. But we'll definitely get at least 2 of them done in the video. So we're going to unfold the combine, make sure it's ready. The auto steer set up and get lined up. Make sure okay, straws turned off. When I was doing this, I put down a decent amount of fertilizer in my fields, so we should have some really good fertilizing. Yeah, look. For once we actually have decent yield, we should have a decent yield. So we're gonna just work with it. This little bit around here, I didn't have it set right, so after a little bit I figured it out, and this is gonna be our best field. Thank God it's the biggest field. So the yield is only on this one for some reason. I don't know why. Seed rates. Let's get that's ready. So let's get the truck out and get that ready to dump the beans into. And we'll put the beans in the bin until the best season to sell them. That's good for now. Let's get these. Let's get this done. Oh wow, our yield is actually really good. I'm actually really surprised right now. Oh, there it dropped. But hopefully throughout the fields we should have a good yield of soybeans. Soybeans can make a lot of money in this game. I think there's a little bit that there's some crops that make more money than soybeans, but I prefer to do soybeans. They're just extremely easy to manage. They're easy to tell when it's time to harvest them. It's just really nice. So I counted the rows a little bit earlier when I was planting before this video when I finished up. Counted the rows on that. Apparently it was a 9-row corn planter. I never knew there was a such thing as a 9-row corn planter, but now I do. This might be an interesting video because I don't really have too much to say, but we have a lot of beans to harvest. Our yield is doing pretty good. I'm kind of surprised with it. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse, but it's a lot better than what was expected, which is a good thing. I've been looking at sprayers a little bit too. One of the sprayers I found is $100,000 for the stuff that I want on it. Hold on. This right here, if I put on $100,500 for the stuff I want on it. Ooh, here's a spot of the field with a really good yield. Oh yeah. Ooh. A dead spot in the field right here. That's interesting. That might be because I need to roll my fields. They might need to be smoothed a little bit, but it's fine. We're getting a decent yield. So let's keep on rolling. We'll get these fields done. That'll probably be the end of just the whole video is going to be harvesting, because I really don't know what else to do. Maybe I'll get the Challenger out and start digging up the fields. While I harvest the rest, I'll have someone digging up the fields if I can afford it. With as much as I love John Deere, I can't really afford any good John Deere combines right now. So we're kind of stuck here with the Massey Ferguson. But that's fine. Massey Ferguson works just fine for a small farm right now. I don't really have a whole lot of land, so kind of just rolling with what we have. Forgot to raise up the header, but yeah. I downloaded a new mod earlier today, so it's basically a trailer for mixing chemicals, so like fertilizers or herbicides to prevent weeds. And I'm looking into getting it. The cheapest one I could, the one that I want is around 80 grand. But there's not really a point in having it right now because I don't have anything to spray its stuff down with. But this is what I also got a new truck. But this is the one I wanted, $87,000. No, $74,000. And then there's some tanks that come with it. But I'll look into that when I can actually afford a sprayer too. That'll be a little while from now. But hopefully doing soybeans can get my bank account a little bit bigger. I can get have a bigger variety of money, have a bigger variety of stuff to choose from when so yeah, I didn't really do that much before this video. I kind of just finished planting the fields and downloaded 2 new mods, and one of them was a semi-truck as well. But come on. This gets a little confusing sometimes. This is awkward for me because usually I'm used to being in, how do I say this? I'm not used to the cab being shifted over to the side of it. I'm used to it being right in the middle, right over the feeder house. So this is kind of weird, but I'll get used to it. I do have to say this is a really good yield for a small field like this. I'm almost full. I'm almost 60. I'm 66% full. I'm kind of impressed because even my wheat didn't yield this good. But I also had no fertilizer down whatsoever when I did wheat, and that was at the very beginning. So I didn't really have anything. I couldn't really do anything about it. That was really close. Just hit 80% full. That's really, really, really good for this field. Because originally I probably would have only made it to about 40% right now, maybe not even 40% right now, if I didn't put fertilizer down. That's one nice thing about having a planter that you can put fertilizer down and plant at the same time is the fact that I don't have to worry about low crop yields. I can put down fertilizer and be like, okay, we should get a decent yield. And I was right when I said that. We did get a really good yield. %, full. We'll start dumping. On to the next field we go. There we go. Now we have it. Something wasn't right at first, but now we got it going. 95% yield. That's pretty good. I have no idea if we're gonna do how much better we're gonna do. It depends on. See, that just doesn't look very promising from on the map right now. Oh my lord. So soil isn't doing, or the soil is kind of messing up the amount of fertilizer that I need to put down, but I also need to put down lime in the fields too. So we'll probably do that before planting next time. That might be something I do off camera. What in the world? There we go. That was weird. %full. That's once again really good. Video might be a little bit quieter because I don't really have as much to say. There's not much to talk about. I'm just kind of harvesting beans, but sometimes I start talking to myself. No, I'm just kidding. Scared about the field next to this one. I feel like we're not going to have the greatest yield. Just from the way it looks on the map. That might just be the way it was from last harvest though. So, but it's fun. As long as that big field, we get a decent yield out of it, will be perfect. And then bean prices are up in June, so we'll sell them in June. But I can't remember if it was this field or the field next to this one, but one of these fields I had to adjust the amount of fertilizer that the planter put down, because it was being kind of weird and didn't put down enough for us to get a decent yield out of it, so I had to turn off the automatic application. But we ended up getting it to work, and looks like it had a really good effect on our field, which is a really good thing. Might need to rent a roller at some point too. got one more pass on field number 2, and then we'll move on to the third one. Field number 2 is now done. So let's go empty the combine and we'll get going on the third one. But we'll get the Challenger out and get him going on this. Oh yeah, and in episode 2, when I finished planting the last 2 fields that I had to do, it was not very fun in the rain. It was a little difficult. My tractor really loves sliding for some reason. Let's hop in the Challenger. And then we'll get going on the first field that we did. So we can start that. Now that we got him going, let's start harvesting again, because we got to get these beans harvested. I don't necessarily know 100% what the weather wants to do today. Okay, so it's just going to be cloudy and sunny. I'd still like to get this work done so I don't have to deal with it another time. So, looks like it didn't, we don't really have the best yield is what I'm seeing in the bottom corner. So, yeah. Fertilizer, I did put a decent amount of fertilizer on it though, so having the same issue again? Oh Lord, we're having this issue again. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this guy going, and he's gonna finish up here for us. At least on this field. We're gonna start digging. We're gonna use this. There goes the combine. Looks like he's doing pretty good over there. Pushing a decent 9 miles per hour with this thing. So I don't really 100% know why a worker won't work with this. We'll try switching tractors after I finish this headland. I'll try switching to my John Deere and see if it'll work then. Because if that's the issue, then I might just have to sell the Challenger. But hey, at least I'll make a profit out of it. For some reason it didn't want to lower for a minute. That was weird. Anyways. How's he doing over there? Oh, there he goes. Looks like he's going back and forth for some reason. I don't know. But okay, let me take this and see if switching tractors helps. So we'll put that there for now. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to put this planter down. so we can unhook it. And with this thing, we'll just kind of lower it and then go right here. Now, if this works and the AI worker ends up doing a good job with it, or he keeps going, then I'm going to end up selling the Challenger because it doesn't help very much. As much as I would love to have 2 tractors on the farm, I guess I might only be able to have 1. That's why. Sweet Lord. Starts the freaking lines. I swear, man. Oh my lord. Let's try to start him on this side. He's gonna start trying to do up and down again, isn't he? Nope, he's gonna redo the headlands I already did. No, he's not. What is he doing? This is interesting. Yet he's restarting the whole field. We'll see if he he might be just getting the spot that I missed. That might have been that whole point. And now he's gonna start doing up and down passes. You know what, as long as he finishes the field. I'm gonna be happy if he finishes the field, but I'm gonna make sure he gets to the end and turns around. If he does, then I'm going to sell the Challenger. But I'm going to take over from him now. Like he's trying to turn around. see on the map here. I don't know what he's doing over there. This field does not have the best yield. Kinda sucks, but okay. What is going on over there? I have no idea. Oh, well. I'd say he's doing a good job, but I don't think he's really doing anything. Okay, so he's actually doing work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here and say goodbye to Mr. Challenger because he did not want to cooperate. So now we have a John Deere and a combine. And it's what I want to deal with. As long as they get that, as long as he gets that field done, man, that's all I really care about. But we're back harvesting beans. We got someone over there digging up the field for us. This has been an insane video so far. What his method is, but it looks like he's just going around the field. I'm not really mad at it, because like I said, and I'm going to say it again for the 50 billionth time, as long as he's getting it done, I'm happy. %85% yield isn't too bad, but it's also not the best, so I think part of the reason for a bad yield might be the weeds. That could be something that has to do with it, but I don't know if that's the main problem. It could also be the soil type around here. We don't have the best soils in the world. But holy crap, 96%. We might not even make it. We might get full before we make it to the end of this field. All we can really do this time is pray. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. Or the other fields should be bigger yield or better yield. And we're full. Pipes out, so we're gonna go dump this, finish this pass, and I'll probably move to the next field, but I don't think I'm gonna do that one on camera. It's a bit bigger and I only have a certain amount of time left to record, so this has been a pretty good video. We've had some pretty decent crops, but we've had some pretty not decent yields. But I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy these videos, like and subscribe. Comment if you want more episodes of Saving Grandpa's Farm. And that's really all I have to say, other than have a great day. See y'all in the next one.